Welcome to the Legal Zone, your channel for legal information. Today we're going to cover child support. The guidelines for child support are based upon the laws in the state that you're located in. So always consult an attorney in your state regarding whether or not the information provided is applicable. The child support state law is going to determine how much child support you're going to have to pay. Now keep in mind that if the child is born out of wedlock, the first thing you want to do is get a DNA test. Now, do not rely on the fact that the child has a crooked toe like your mother or a crooked nose like your brother. Get DNA testing so that you can resolve that issue while the child is still young. Now, the obligation for child support can only be set or changed by court order. So if somebody is telling you that your child support has changed and you're not looking at a court order signed by a judge, it's probably not official. Now, the obligation you also have to pay child support never goes anywhere. And how child support works is the non-custodial parent pays child support to the custodial parent. That's just how it works, because the custodial parent has the child most of the time, has expenses associated with caring for that child, so it makes sense that that person is the person who would be receiving child support. Now, there's something called dormancy. Dormancy means it dies after a certain period of time. No such thing as it pertains to child support. Child support never becomes dormant. It never goes away. You can't bankrupt it. You pretty much have to die to leave it behind. Now, check your state law as it pertains to dormancy, because the laws regarding dormancy may change from state to state. However, in the state of Georgia, dormancy is not applicable to child support. The laws in Georgia changed January of 2007, and it changed, and child support is now based on both parties' income. That means the custodial parent and the non-custodial parent's income comes into play before a judge determines how much child support is going to be. If the non-custodial parent makes less money and the custodial parent makes more money, the child support amount that's going to be paid by the non-custodial parent is going to be less, because the custodial parent makes substantial more income than the non-custodial parent. You want to make sure that you are placing yourself on child support. Now, a lot of people find that very scary. The reason you want to place yourself on child support is because you want to know exactly how much money you're going to need each month to cover your child support. If you can have that number fixed, then you don't have to worry about being nickel and dimed each month into paying over and above what you would normally have to pay if you had a court order from a judge saying how much child support should be. Don't be afraid of child support. Child support is based on how much money you make. So you don't have to worry. If you're not making millions of dollars, your child support's not going to be millions of dollars per month, nor will it be thousands. If you're a 100-air, trust me, your child support's going to be in the 100-air zone. Now, reduction of child support in the state of Georgia can be based on the amount of time you spend with your child. The legislators in Georgia decided that it was a good thing for parents to spend time with their kids. So because of that, they've put a deduction in place that will reduce your child support based on the amount of time you spend with the child. If somebody says to you, I took you off child support, you're a father, and the custodial parent, the mother, says to you, hey, don't worry about it, took you off child support. Bad idea. If you are not looking at a court order from a judge, either suspending child support or changing child support amount, then that child support remains the same, and you can bet yourself that you are accruing child support at that time. There are too many fathers out there walking around thinking, hey, guess what? I just got the best call of my life. The baby's mother called me and said she took me off child support. Well, guess what? Unless your baby mother is the judge that issued the child support order, and she's issuing an order to remove you from child support, then that's the only way you're coming off. Other than that, it's not true, and you're accruing child support. You're going to get that phone call one day that your driver's license is suspended, or that you're going to be arrested on the side of the road and taken out of the car because the driver's license was suspended and you weren't aware. One of the reasons you could not be aware that your child support, your driver's license was suspended, is based on the fact that you moved and the notice went to the previous address. You did not change the address with the Department of Driver Services for whatever reason, and the notice went to the wrong address. You're now driving your vehicle. You're going to be pulled over by law enforcement. When they check your license, they're going to notice you don't have a license because it was suspended for your failure to pay child support. You're going to be telling the officer and the judge how a baby mother called you and said that you were no longer on child support and it was the happiest day of your life. But guess what? That day is going to be the saddest day of your life, because child support arrears are probably going to be in the thousands because it adds up pretty quickly. Now, keep in mind that if you're not on child support, you may be paying the custodial parent way more every month than you would have to be paying by law if you were to go sit down with an attorney and have someone calculate how much child support would be. Never forget, child support is based on your income. If you do not make a lot of money, then your child support order cannot be based on a lot of money. Now, one of the biggest problems that I've noticed in my experience is that people will say things like, I know that he can pay more in child support, Judge. He's making a lot more money than he said he's making. And I want you to order him to pay me more support. And the judge says, where is he getting this money from? Well, he's doing some illegal things to get it, Judge. Either he's selling weed on the side, or he's got this fraudulent DVD, or he's selling fake name brand purses. Keep in mind that a judge cannot order child support based on illegal means. It has to be based on legal income. So if we suspect that you're making more money, it doesn't matter unless there's a tax return where you have filed showing that you're making more money from illegal means and the IRS has accepted it, the court's not going to be able to accept it. Child support is not based on what I guess you can make, what I think you can make. It's based on what you actually make. Be honest with the court. Share your income. Hey, if you're washing cars, you're washing cars. File your taxes when you're supposed to file your taxes. If you're not making sufficient income to file taxes, then just present to the judge what you're making, and the judge will make a child support order. The good news is that child support in the state of Georgia is now based, again, as I stated before, off of both parents' income. It goes on a scale. The child support scale weighs it. Mommy's making this, daddy's making that. And the scale goes up and down just like a scales of justice. Now, if you're paying out-of-pocket expenses for the child, extracurricular activities, you're paying for ballet, you're paying for piano lessons, or you're paying for tutoring, or you're paying for private school, you get credit for that. You just have to inform the court and provide documentation to the court of the expenses associated with the child. If it's a child expense, you're going to get credit for it. Now, you're not going to get credit for any expenses associated with yourself. Sometimes you can get credit for travel expenses. If the child does not live close to where you are and it's expensive, you have to buy an airline ticket to fly and see the child, or you have to rent a car when you travel to see the child or to exercise visitation. Judges will take that into consideration and you'll be able to use that. Now, the best course of action for you is to sit down with an attorney in your jurisdiction to determine what is my potential in paying child support. Here's my income. Show up with the documents. Most attorneys do a free consultation for you. It'll be the best consultation you've ever had. Once again, you're in the legal zone for the best legal information available on this channel.